Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? You've got questions, we've got answers. Welcome to the show. It's gonna be great, featuring Matt and Jen from Home Team for You. And now, without further ado, it's Matt and Jen.
Nice intro.
Yeah.
A lot of energy today, Jacob.
Excited.
Maybe some music.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. It's Jen's daughter, Matt Kornstead, and we have a great show for you guys today. We're going to go ahead and start and introduce our in-studio team members. So we have Zim back with us. Tell us a little bit.
Hi.
What's going on, Zim?
Thanks for having me back. For those who haven't seen me before, my name is Brandon Zimmermann. I'm an agent on Home Team for You and been part of the team since June of 2020, selling houses, listing houses, doing all the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right. Awesome. And then also first-time podcaster with us, Ben Ryde. Tell us about you.
Yeah, hi Jen and guys. Thanks for having me. Again, Ben Ryde. I've been with Home Team for You now for 3 years and just loving it, helping people buy, helping people sell. It's been a real adventure. I'm anxious for winter to wrap up. I know spring is just right around the corner. I'm kind of an outdoor guy, so I'm kind of looking to get into a little golf and walking without snow on the sidewalk and
Did you get the grill out yet?
fishing. No, we've had the grill out all winter.
Yeah.
So
Ben can make some wings. If
Wings.
you check out our videos, Ben made a video about him and his special wings.
that's right. That was a few years ago, but
Yeah?
we can always come back for seconds. So keep me in
Just
mind.
steal
Yeah.
your recipe.
I know once we can all get together and be like, oh, everybody's going for wings at Ben's.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about me.
All right, sounds good.
Our out-of-studio guest is Mr. James Imhoff with Universal Home Protection.
Woo!
Like how I added the Mr.?
First time ever.
You're welcome. James, why don't you
Thank
tell
you.
us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Great. Well, thanks for having me. Also, my first podcast, I think. So this is it's exciting. Yeah. What an intro. But again, James Imhoff. I'm the president of Universal Home Protection. We are a home warranty company based here in Madison, and we do business all over the state of Wisconsin and northern portion of Illinois. We do about 19,000 warranties a year, and big supporters of the Home Team for You, as you are of us. So looking forward to visiting with you guys.
So do you have to have any kind of, just based on the answer you just gave about Northern Illinois, do you have any kind of licensing in different states? Do you have to have that as part of the?
Yeah, that's interesting. Each state does have some sort of license. I should say most of them, and certainly the two that we're currently doing business in. In Wisconsin, we fall under limited regulation by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner. In Illinois, and we do have to have there's a couple different options to have assurances there with them. Where we currently have a letter of credit on file with them to make sure that we're solvent. In Illinois, we have a government bond with their Department of Insurance, but there are some states like Michigan, which is on our radar, frankly, and you really just register with the Secretary of State to do business.
So for our listeners that don't know what a home warranty is, can you kind of tell them a little bit about it?
Sure, yeah, especially as it fits into the residential real estate transaction. It's a marketing tool for sellers and serves as peace of mind for sellers and buyers as they're transitioning from homes. So when I say a marketing tool, I don't like insurance because it's very limited regulation of the insurance commissioner, but in a sense, it's a very similar concept where we cover mechanical malfunctions that occur through normal wear and tear to, generally speaking, the guts of the house, anything inside the home, kind of where homeowners insurance leaves off, we pick up. So just natural, normal stuff like your primary appliances, your kitchen refrigerator, dishwasher, furnace, air conditioners, a lot of the big ticket items inside the house, if they just malfunction through the course of just normal wear and tear, homeowner would call us, and then we send out a local contractor in their community with the intention of repairing it. If we can't repair it, we replace it. So as it ties into that real estate transaction, it's really critical and important to keep everyone's budget in place as they're transitioning. So if a seller opts to list with the home team for you and sign up for a warranty, it's a pretty easy sell, I think, which I don't need to tell you guys that, but for your listeners, all you guys do is get them signed up for it at the time. We give the seller risk-free bonus coverage at that point in time, and we tie it to your listing contract. You can explain to them, obviously, that it helps you market their home. It makes it more attractive to potential buyers. But then we give them the coverage during the listing period, and they pay for it as part of the listing proceeds or the sale proceeds of the home at closing. And they only pay for the warranty at closing if you bring them to closing. If for some reason you don't sell the house or they take the home off the market, they don't pay for the premium of the warranty, even if we repaired or replace something along the way. But provided, and the reason we're able to do that, because it doesn't make business sense, and I've never figured that out, but it's how the industry works. But the reason we're able to do that is because we have confidence you guys are going to bring them to closing. And then at that point in time, it will transfer, and under the current terms and conditions of the policy, it'll transfer to the buyer at closing for 13 months afterwards. So marketing tool for the seller to make their home more attractive to the potential buyers as they're coming through. Hey, this home is 10, 12 years old. I can afford this home, but I don't know if my budget allows me if I have to replace a water heater and a dishwasher in the same month. Well, this helps protect their budget as a potential buyer coming through. And the buyer obviously has just transitioned to a new home as well. And so they get that peace of mind for the next 13 months afterwards. Additional benefits for realtors like yourselves is if something shows up in the inspection that is considered a covered item, you guys don't have to find yourself in that sticky situation of potentially losing the deal. This helps keep a lot of deals together when we can step in and get something repaired or replaced, and everyone's happy, buyer, seller, and you guys, and you get them to closing.
If you think about it, I mean, it's a great deal for the seller. They don't have to pay for it until closing, but yet they get the coverage of everything during the time of the listing contract. And, like he's mentioned, if anything comes up during the inspection. Right.
And I know you guys do a great job of it, but part of my job is to get out there and explain it to realtors in the area that there's a lot of warranties that are factored in on each transaction, or the high percentage of transactions. And if the seller doesn't opt in at the time you take the listing, most often the next time the plan goes into effect is at closing, right. Same exact cost, but then the seller doesn't benefit from any of the coverage. Yep. We did just recently introduce a new program that kind of solves some of that, but explaining to the seller that in this community there's a good chance that a buyer is going to come in and ask for it as part of an offer contingency. It's going to cost you the same amount. It would be wise for you as a seller to take advantage of the risk-free coverage and get it in place now.
I've had a question come in actually from a former buyer of mine.
There's people listening to this?
What are you talking about? For this.
Gotcha.
No, I'm actually actively live streaming this too. One of the questions was if down the road a year, and I feel like I know the answer to this, but I'd like to know from you, if down the road from a year, they've been living in the house, could they just up and buy one on their own, like their own home warranty to cover themselves for one more year in case they didn't have budget for any of the mechanical items there? Or does this have to happen when they buy it?
No. So if they had it in place, they purchased through you guys and they've had it in place, again, the coverage term is now currently 13 months. We're going to try and get them to opt in to renew. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but there is another solution. If they're not even part of a real estate transaction, they're not selling or buying, and they just want that peace of mind to control their budget, they can. We have a homeowner direct warranty, which they pay for it. The only difference there, when there isn't a realtor involved, is that they pay for it. 30 days later, coverage goes into effect for those 13 months.
Great.
So at any point, a homeowner can purchase a home warranty?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, we have a number of different people that renew for sure. I have a couple in Arbor Hills that ever since I've been in the business, which dates back a long, long time. There's dirt roads, and they just have they have a number of different investment properties in Arbor Hills, and that every year they just have a cashier's check come and renew. So they've been with us for 23 years. Wow. Because they just like that peace of mind that they're not going to get that budget all out of whack. They budget it in every year.
That's a great idea.
Hey, James, just a quick question kind of along those lines. So if a buyer purchased a home warranty and then let's say 6 months later they became a seller, could they transfer that home warranty to their new buyer?
Yeah, we can work something out. We'll do a prorate the balance, and if they, we can do it a couple different ways. We can prorate it and then have them pay the additional fee to get the full coverage that the buyer may expect. But if the buyer's okay with just getting 6 months of coverage, we can work something out and just transfer them there.
Oh, okay.
What's the craziest claim you've ever had?
Oh man, I mean, offline we could probably compare a lot of things, see, right? But
just doesn't wanna out you.
I guess off the top of my head, I think on more than one occasion we've gotten calls for hard water and water softener not working, and we get out there, send a contractor out there, and there isn't a water softener.
Oh no.
They don't work.
Well, that's why it's not working.
Yeah, it's really tricky to get it to work.
So speaking, you talked about the craziest, but what's the biggest cost claim that you guys have ever gotten?
Well, I would say years and years ago when I first got in the business, we currently have some limitations per system or appliance on what our ceiling will be for coverage. Again, intending to keep everyone's budget in check. We charge the same premium for single family homes and condominiums for a starter home with cookie cutter, depending on the community, price, size, could be tiny, or it could be a really large, expensive home that has incredibly high-end, possibly even commercial-grade appliances in there. And so we now currently have ceilings to protect us so that you, as a buyer of home A and home B, get the same benefit. You shouldn't get more benefit if you pay the same amount of coverage. So that's how we control it now. But years ago, we didn't necessarily have all those. And that's kind of how learning curve of a startup company years ago is we had to put those in because we did run across just really unique systems, Jennifer. I remember one that just had it was a commercial building, basically, built by a commercial builder as a residential home. So it had all these commercial grade stuff in there. And so it's not really comparable when you're sending out an HVAC person to, look at something when you've got just everything's just higher and more expensive. So we had thresholds before, but we kind of refined it and brought it into each different category. So
Quick question, since we're kind of on the commercial side of things. Do you find, or are you guys able to issue home warranties for dwellings less than 4 units, like multifamily dwellings?
So we do we don't do commercial properties. We want nothing to do with sorority and fraternity houses.
I can't imagine
what?
why.
Yeah, exactly.
Chicken.
You're not sponsoring? Okay.
We do duplexes, 3 units and 4 units with posted prices. Generally speaking, we stay away from anything more than that, but there have been exceptions, and we've had larger apartment buildings that are getting converted to condos. And, if it's something we can take a look at and really sort of get a good gauge on our risk levels, we'd entertain it. So I'd encourage you to at least make a call. I can't guarantee we'll do
Sure.
it, but, again, we just have to make sure we protect our risk.
Yep.
How's COVID affected the business?
Well, in a number of ways. I mean, initially, it was as an organization and our team members, obviously, we all sheltered in place as we were instructed to do, and there was a tremendous learning curve. Thankfully, we did have the technology in place of Microsoft Teams and a lot of different tools, but it was all kind of sitting there in the background because we were all in the office at the time and we hadn't really implemented it and rolled it out. So there was a learning curve, and there was definitely stressful times for our team members who were just trying to keep the customers and policyholders happy while trying to learn this new way of working. We kind of came up with a motto of stay calm, keep the customers calm, and just try and keep up. We're not going to, we kind of pushed a lot of our projects and initiatives to the back and just said, hey, we got to learn this new way of working. And then we had a number of policyholders that were calling in claims, but then didn't want the contractor to come into their house. There was so much unknown at the time. And so we had to get flexible there with, hey, just let us know of the claim before the policy expiration date or whatever. We're going to honor it. We'll work with you. Let's just keep an open dialogue here. So there's been that. And then obviously, we really enjoy and rely on our relationships with realtors, and a lot of that was done through office meetings and golf outings and a lot of different ways to just spend some time and explain the benefits of our program. And so we've had to kind of find different ways, like, doing my first podcast, things like that.
You mentioned the homeowners not wanting contractors in. Did you have an issue with getting the contractors to actually go out?
Not really.
Drop off? They were okay?
Not really. Yeah. I mean, they were very respectful of the mitigations, steps that they had to take, but this is their livelihood. So,
Right.
They were willing to mask up, suit up, all kinds of different stuff, but they were willing to get the job done. Yeah.
Nice.
Thankfully, we work with a lot of great contractors. There's we're a little bit background on the company. We were started back in 1992. That was actually before my time, but
I was a senior.
we
in
were
high school.
started because
You were a senior in an old folks home.
I said high school.
Anyway, you can't tell from this Zoom type stuff, but the founders of the company believed in the warranty concept, but they really weren't seeing it from some of the big national firms. And when I got involved in '98 and we were expanding our territory and going across, I can think of, man, every contractor in La Crosse, when I walked in and introduced myself, and all I was simply saying is, hi, I'm James with Universal Home Protection out of Madison. We're a home warranty company. I couldn't get warranty out, and they were kicking me out of their office and saying they didn't want me to send them business, which as a business person, I was really confused about. I wasn't looking for discounted rates. I was just looking for a way to protect homeowners in the La Crosse area and get them business. If our policy expires and they don't renew, this is repeat business for the contractor, right? So I was shocked to learn that, but it said a lot about our industry at the time. And I think on a national level, our industry has gotten a lot better, but we have still to this day have dozens, if not more, of contractors where we're the only home warranty company they work with. They like that we're in Madison. They like that we're in Wisconsin. They like that we pay our bills in a timely fashion as well. So,
What made you decide that you wanted to be doing home warranties? I mean, how did you get into it?
Personally? Well, Jennifer, like you, I kind of grew up in a family very close to the real estate industry. So I was aware of it. I didn't know if I'd ever end up selling homes or mortgage or title or anything like that, but we had a family friend that was the original organizer of Universal Home Protection by the name of Will Schmid, who was looking to, I was living down in Dallas working in finance, and he was looking to retire, and at the time it was just him working here. So had some conversations with him and came back to work with him. And he's a retired Air Force pilot. He just celebrated his birthday, of which he would kill me if I said what it is. It starts with an 8. And it's closer to starting with a 9. And I think I've thrown him 3 different retirement parties, and he still works here, and he's working from home in these conditions.
Wow.
So just a remarkable guy, but had an opportunity to come work for a small business. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, was anxious to get back to Wisconsin, where her family was from. And so I just it was a natural fit to when I had an opportunity in real estate many, many years ago to come work here. And it's a great, still a small business to this day, but it's a great family business of community environment that I love working in, and I do love the real estate industry and working with realtors and all the other people in the business.
James, how does it work then? Let's say somebody has a problem and it's middle of the night. Do you guys ever get like emergency after hours requests for service?
Yeah, every single night. A few weeks ago, there was a polar vortex. And man, we were just getting hammered. We get real busy with those, specifically a couple of times a year. First of all, we as a business who's trying to be a viable business, we don't love extreme heat or cold. Extreme weather always tests furnaces and air conditioners, and those are emergency situations. Certainly in polar vortex without heat in Wisconsin. Another reason, a benefit of working with a warranty company based in Wisconsin, is we don't take that lightly when we get that call in the middle of the night that we're without heat. But you call our 800 number or our local number outside of normal traditional business hours, and we kind of walk you through it, that if you have an emergency request for service, that we'll call you right away. And we've don't get complaints. We have a great turnaround. Our contractors jump when we call. It's all said and done. It's a lot easier than, I used to say, picking up the yellow pages. I don't know if people do that, but it's a lot easier than just calling a contractor on your own, because when we call them, based on the volume that we're sending all these contractors, they truly do jump for us, and they get out there. And common sense stuff. It's unfortunate sometimes because, we've inevitably we'll get the oven on Thanksgiving that's not working. And while the homeowner feels that's an emergency, it's really not an emergency. It's a terrible inconvenience, and it's going to feel like a tragedy. But I can't even get a contractor to go out there because the contractor's celebrating Thanksgiving. But, leaking water all over, no heat in January, things like that, common sense emergencies, we're going to get out there right away.
You mentioned Thanksgiving. It always seems like it's the holidays. January 1st, Christmas, all these other holidays that happen throughout the year. That's when everything happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's like, how many furnaces are going to go out? It is New Year's Eve.
Well,
Yay!
and I've got some people that work here that are very firm believers, and that also happens with a full moon. It's just stuff happens, crazy stuff. That's
track
when
all
we
that.
get those softeners.
Matt would like a
with,
spreadsheet
Christmas
about that,
soft-
please.
Yeah, I'd like to track that for the next year and see how it works out.
That's going to be his project for the next month now.
Matt likes spreadsheets a lot, James.
Okay, I appreciate that. I love a good spreadsheet.
You love a good spreadsheet.
I do.
So could you tell Holly that we're going to need her to
Yeah.
start tracking that, please? And
Send us all the numbers. We'll track it for her.
Actually, Holly is one of the biggest believers in this trend, and she might already have one. So I'll check
Yes.
with her and circle back with you.
Oh, that's funny.
What's the favorite part of your job?
Just running a small business. We've got 14 people. Again, it's not biological family, but at the size of it, it's just working together, collaborating, having that small environment. Love working with the people, and then I love the real estate industry. Again, I grew up in it. Uncles, my father, they're all in it. Got cousins in it in one way, shape, or form. So it's just natural. It feels good.
What are the balls behind you? I see 2 basketballs and a football.
Yeah, football is Paul Christ. Got a
outbid me
basketball signed.
Matt,
I think
did you outbid
I
me?
think you outbid me at one of these outings.
That was a gift. So I did
Oh,
not.
that was not that one. What's the
The other
basketballs?
one, and the other 2, I believe, are both from a charity that I've been very active in and called Coaches versus Cancer. And one of them, my pride back here, is signed by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Nice.
who was one of the guest speakers. And then this one over here has got Bo Ryan and a bunch of basketball coaches that spoke at one of the events.
So how long have you been part of the Coaches versus Cancer?
Well, I've been working with the American Cancer Society in one way, shape, or form for probably over a decade, I would guess, close to. Years ago, we got involved with them trying to bring a Hope Lodge to the Madison area, which is a place that they do have in other communities. We never got it off the ground, but it's a place for patients going through that where they can stay if they're coming into the community from or outside of the area for treatment. They can stay there for free and sort of have all the different services, transportation, and mental health support, stuff like that. That didn't happen, but at that point, when that we pivoted there, that's when I had an opportunity to get involved with the Coaches versus Cancer, which is part of American Cancer Society, and have a lot of friends and got raised millions of dollars and stuff for the American Cancer Society in Madison. So
We should talk about
Madison
that.
is an incredibly philanthropic town. It's for a small town. I had been involved with the Big Brothers Big Sisters, and it's just eye-opening to see how charitable everyone is in this town. It's wonderful.
It's something we should look into.
Being charitable.
Well, I can get you
different
involved if you want.
Yeah, it might be something we talk about offline, but we have different charities that we contribute to over the years. So
You can donate to the Zim is Hungry Fund. I'm always accepting.
you're always hungry.
Always.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zim.
Shoot my
A
shot.
decent contribution of Lunchables should go.
Lunchables for you.
I'll take them.
So we haven't really talked about the plans and that there are some that like cover pre-existing conditions. Can you maybe go over that a little bit?
Sure. generally speaking, our industry, for the most part, doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. What it's intended to do is you kind of draw a line in the sand with when is the plan, the policy going into effect, and if everything kind of has to be working the way it's designed at that point in time, and again, through normal wear and tear, if it mechanically malfunctions, you wake up tomorrow morning, your refrigerator's simply not cooling, you call us, we send someone out there to try and fix it. Some of these, and we never really used when did you find out about it, but rather if we ever had to say this is something outside of our coverage because of that pre-existing condition clause, it was when could this have happened? If a contractor tells us it's very clearly something that happened, more than the 2 days that you've had coverage in place, we would deny it. And those are unfortunate conversations. So we didn't like having those conversations, but to be a viable business, we couldn't repair the rust on a rusty car if you put an insurance policy on it. We start off with our basic program, which is currently $525. Again, heck of a deal when you think about the term of covering the seller, and then that could be on the market, not currently in the market conditions, but at times, let's say it's on the market for 3 months, 8 months, and then it transfers to the buyer for 13 months. $525. We're covering a lot of big ticket items, and that is our basic program. Covers all those things that I talked about before: the furnace, the air conditioner, a lot of plumbing system, primary appliances in the kitchen, garage door opener, a lot of different electrical components. I'd refer your listeners to our website at UHPwarranty.com to compare all the different options. But then we go from our basic to elite, and the elite program is $100 more at $625. That adds in some other items like water softener, a standalone freezer, a sump pump. I try and educate homeowners that if you're living in an area that has a water softener, and you actually have a water softener in your home, sign up for that elite, because that just the benefit. We're going to repair or replace a softener, you're going to be already well ahead of the premium. Those are just bigger ticket items. So, but then we did introduce last year what we call our ultimate program, and this is touching on, Jennifer, your point about unknown pre-existing conditions. So we do have coverage available that'll help protect things. Again, it's unknown, so it's not, if an inspection, we don't have coverage in place and an inspection reveals something, that would be something outside of our coverage. But if we have this ultimate program in place and an inspector or an HVAC contractor finds a crack in the heat exchanger, which is a very internal component to the furnace, myself, who's in this business, I would never know that unless it got to the point where carbon monoxide detectors are going off and stuff like that. But it's a major repair is needed at that point in time, and I wouldn't expect a homeowner to possibly know that it was defective. But if it was clear that based on the timing of when the policy went into effect and the condition of what they found, without the ultimate, it would probably be something outside of our coverage. But if we do have the ultimate in place, we can pay up to $1,000 for that, which can be really beneficial, again, to protecting budgets, helping keep real estate transactions together, and so forth.
So the deductible is the same across the board, it looked like. We just had the plans up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Yes,
it's
deductible, so it's per malfunction.
Yep.
Basically, you pay the first $75. If you have a furnace go out, and even if it's the same day, if a furnace go out and a dishwasher go out, we're sending 2 contractors. It's 2 deductibles. Again, it's not, the program isn't really designed to be maintenance. You come out and do a clean and check of my furnace. That falls under just the responsibility of being a homeowner. But it's designed to protect your budget should something malfunction or break down.
Is a pre-existing condition considered something like, it's a year past its quote-unquote shelf life? Like if a AC is 20 years old or 21 years old and it's only supposed to go to 20, does that count as a pre-existing condition in your eyes?
No, absolutely not, Zim. It doesn't matter if this is a 1-year-old unit or a 20-year-old unit. Let's say we're talking about a furnace. If it's working properly when our plan goes into effect, can you not hear me?
You're good?
No, you're good.
Okay. You got a mask on. It looks like you're talking, so I can't tell. So if it's, as long as it's, regardless of the age of the unit or system, if it's working properly when our plan goes into effect and malfunctions after that effective date through normal wear and tear, that's not a pre-existing condition. Here's an example I try and lay out to sort of illustrate. Again, this would be ultimate coverage side, but the traditional warranties of basic and elite. If you list a home and with the home team for you, put a seller warranty in place. Again, all you're doing is saying that, hey, provided these guys bring me to closing, I'm going to pay you, but you get that free coverage. If you list that home December 1st and December 20th, for some reason we have an HVAC contractor out there and they find a pretty good hole in your heat exchanger. Is it pre-existing? We've had coverage in place for 20 days. My contractors, if it's a real good size one, we use the term crack in a heat exchanger. It's not really an accurate description, because what happens is this heat exchanger internal to the furnace expands and contracts when heat is called for, and it ultimately wears out and it gets real thin, develops sometimes a pinhole, sometimes it just deteriorates. They use the term crack. A lot of times you're going to find just a rusted out hole. Well, if it's a big rusted out hole that's pretty good size, and we've only had coverage in place for 20 days, my contractors would probably say, hey, James, in our professional opinion, this didn't happen in 20 days. It was probably there the previous heating season, maybe even the heating season before, probably something that shouldn't be covered. We're not going to try and fight that. 20 days, you're using the furnace in December. We can't draw that very clear line that this is a pre-existing condition, so we're going to cover that. Take that same scenario, list your home with June 1st with the home team for you, put the warranty in place, and June 20th, contractors in there finds that same hole. We would probably deem that pre-existing and outside of our coverage. Clearly, again, we're not trying to allege that anyone knew about this. This is very internal, but we can draw the line. Let's hope, at least in Wisconsin, we're not running our furnaces in June for 20 days straight or whatever, where that would have been calling for it and acting and going through the process of heating up and cooling down. And so we know that that was there before our plan went into effect. Now, we would cover that up to $1,000 worth of repairs for if you had the ultimate in place, but under the basic and elite, we wouldn't.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully that helps.
Yeah, it did.
I know that the ultimate is really helpful when it comes to peace of mind for buyers and air conditioners and things like that when they're purchasing in the winter, when those systems can't really be tested.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I would say generally we probably cover more than we, even under the basic and elite. It's tough to give blanket answers of, hey, would you cover this? Because we look at all the different variables that when the contractor gets out there, what did they find? Was there a very clear hole in the condensation line? Was there in the, freon line, or the coolant line? What are we talking about? How long did we have coverage? Was there an inspection? Again, as a small company, a small team, we get pretty involved, hands-on, and trying, to see what we're looking at. And if unfortunately, if we know that it didn't, we can't cover it. We wouldn't be in business if we were paying those claims. But I do know that there's a lot that we just kind of say, we can't tell, and let's try and get these guys to closing, and hopefully they renew with us and appreciate working with a small local company.
Nice.
Quick question for you, James. How does that work? Let's say the refrigerator goes out and you have a home warranty, and you start the claim process, and the contractor comes out and they determine that they can't fix the refrigerator, or the cost of the fix exceeds its value. How is a situation like that handled?
Yeah, so again, we send someone out there with the intention of fixing it, but the homeowner is under no obligation to actually proceed with the repair. I think we're past the stage of my old example. I used to always say is, hey, you bought a house with a avocado green refrigerator in there.
Yes,
we're not going to make you put $75 of your money and additional money potentially into repairing that, or our money into it. So they can always opt for repair credit if they want. Let's say it's a $500 repair to replace a motor in the refrigerator. Well, if they don't want us to, we can give them $500 to go buy a new refrigerator if they want. I don't know. You guys probably know the trends. Maybe those avocado green refrigerators are coming back in style. Everything's cyclical, right? But I haven't seen them yet.
One with a shag carpet, that's coming back too.
I know. It's crazy. That just means we're old, man.
That's right. Speak for yourself.
We've been around. So sorry. Now, to answer the question, though, if they can't get that part, which would most likely be the case if we're talking about that style of a refrigerator, it's that old, we can't even get the motor, then we would proceed with getting them a quote at their local either at the contractor that they had out, if they have a retail side, or with a local appliance contractor or retailer, which around Madison area, we use Grand Appliance a ton. We use Nuns a little bit. So, they can go to a local one there, and then we try and get them a quote where they can go get a like-to-like as much as possible, 16 cubic foot, glass shelves, whatever we're trying to talk about. Get them as close as we can with a like-to-like quote, and then if they want to upgrade from there, they can too.
Sounds good.
Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah. So we really appreciate you joining us,
Absolutely. It
James.
was awesome.
Lots and lots of knowledge.
Let's do it in person next time.
That's right.
All right. Come and visit us. We'll invite you again for sure.
Okay. No, I enjoyed it. You guys are great, and we love working with you guys and your clients. I did run some numbers real quick. Just over the last 5 years, the home team for you. Let's see how you guys. I'll put you guys on
boy.
the spot.
Oh,
How many warranties do you think? Now, you guys have so many team members, and I can't keep up with all this. So I just did this quick before I hopped on. But how many warranties do you think you initiated
Over
for
5
your clients?
Over 5 years.
Yeah, I just ran the last 5 years.
You're
cheating? Are you cheating there?
I had to give you my
He
calculator.
was using his
100
calculator.
130, 125.
Like a year.
Again,
How many
I didn't just run you two. I tried to grab the team
Oh.
members I was aware of. So
Then I'm way off.
that was my way of saying you're a little low.
Way off that.
So we either
big
guess
deal.
really high or
So what'd you say?
400.
One.
I'll go. Okay, let's go over under. So, Sim, you think she's over or under 400?
I think she's under.
So your guess is like 300?
No, I think.
No, you think it's more.
I think it's.
Oh, so you think what, 500?
I would
Just pick a
say
number.
621. Alex.
What's your number?
250.
I'll go 525.
No, you already said 125
I didn't calculate.
with the calculator.
With the calculator.
I was just talking about mine. I wasn't talking about the team.
Oh, that's
Again,
funny.
I'll point out that these are rough, and I could follow up and make sure we got them all, but I just grabbed this quick. But it was 211.
Darn it.
That was close. 125 was close.
211. Yeah. Well, you were half. I think there was a 225 guess was a little closer. But of the 211, there were 208 claims filed.
Wow.
So almost 1-to-1.
So they're using them.
I know you guys already know this because you get our follow-up emails when clients of yours, even if they renewed 2 years ago, you get notifications that they filed a claim with us and stuff. But I don't need to tell you, but you see the benefit of it, right? They're using it. So it's not just I hope no one from the other industry is listening, but it's not just you go to Best Buy and you buy a Blu-ray player and they want an extended warranty. I don't buy those even though I'm in the warranty business, but I do truly believe in what we're doing, and I know you guys do, but the numbers don't lie either. So
That's interesting to hear that's almost 1-to-1. So people are using them. So that's a good sign.
Stuff breaks.
and actually our organization as a whole is just over 1-to-1. So we love when you guys sell them.
They're selling the good houses.
Yeah, exactly. Put them on all of them, not just the lemons, right?
That's right.
Yeah, for real.
So
Thanks a
I
lot.
enjoyed
Appreciate
visiting
that.
with you guys. Thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
Thank you.
yeah, we'll be in touch. See you
Yeah.
later.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So what'd you guys learn?
That was a lot more than I anticipated,
Yeah.
actually. I kind of was nervous going into that, where I'm probably not leaning close enough in.
Pull it towards you.
I like the lean.
The mic's portable.
That's fair. No, I guess I had a general understanding of the home warranty programs. I just didn't really follow that you could buy one after you've already moved in. And I have a couple of things that I'm going to be looking into for myself now. So I like a lot of that was more aimed at answering questions I had and some buyers who I know need it now, but that was helpful besides just being kind of more abstract. But here's an extra thing you can get with your house.
He made the comment at the end about not buying the extended warranty with Blu-ray players or whatever he used as an example. But when you think about it, if you list a house with a home warranty, you can transfer that to the buyer as an incentive for the buyer, but it also covers you during that time of your listing. So if your refrigerator dies during that, or from the inspection report too.
They can really save the day. I mean, if you get the coverage when you take a listing and you think everything's fine with the property, and then they do the inspection and there's like huge problems and you already have the coverage in place, it's like, okay, $75, that just saved the day. So it's It's wonderful.
That's
We-
a Blu-ray player at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have had clients in the past that have used the warranty multiple times for multiple occurrences. So, you know,
I remember we had some clients that were our tenants, and as tenants, they were really used to calling Matt and Jen and being like, "This is broken, this is broken, this is broken," and I knew that about them, so I was like, "You guys are going to need a home warranty. Like, you need to get a home warranty." And I talked to them like a year later. And they're like, "That was the best. We got a new furnace. We got solar panels off our roof. We got this, and they used it like 6 times. They basically got like all new stuff in their house. I was like, wow, James is going to kill me. No. But I mean, it worked great for them because I mean, they didn't know how to fix stuff and they were just used to calling a landlord. So it worked out.
That's awesome.
I would wonder, you said 211 in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what percentage of those people renewed,
oh, that's a good question.
or what the average claim would be too. That'd be kind of interesting to know.
Mm-hmm.
The renewal would be an interesting number because I don't think a lot of people realize they can renew when they buy it.
Yeah, when they buy it, I don't know if they realize it, but then they get, paperwork asking if they want to renew.
Full disclosure, I didn't know that.
You didn't?
That they could renew? No.
They can renew forever. Just
Mm-hmm.
pay the whatever plan they have.
You can be like those people that kept renewing for 23 years.
Well, especially like first-time home buyers that may be purchasing an older house where, the mechanicals and all that are 20-plus years old. Might be nice to take advantage of a renewable home warranty,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you said.
Well, it really is because, nowadays buyers are putting all of their money into their down payment or covering, the appraisal or inspection or whatever. And then it's like, oh, if you get in and the furnace dies, now what? All my money's all tied up. So having a home warranty, it really can save the day.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, with some of the transactions we've had lately where some of the buyers have chosen to waive their inspection and decide,
Yeah.
that's a great opportunity. At least if they waive that, they have the, comfort of having a home warranty.
In your experience, what would you recommend well, maybe shouldn't recommend, but I know there are cases in which an agent would help purchase or in some cases would purchase the whole thing. What are your thoughts on that? Like what situation would warrant something like that in your opinion, if ever?
I guess it's pretty case by case
Yeah.
on things like that. And if it was something that was needed for negotiations to bring a transaction together, yes.
Okay.
That's when I would definitely consider something like that.
Sure. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I just was curious if I was in my own boat.
You're in your own boat,
Usually am.
rowing upstream.
Merrily.
Oh my goodness. So what are you guys seeing out in the market right now?
Do you want to go first?
Zim's still rowing upstream.
Let's just say the market's very dynamic, whether you're a
Yeah.
buyer or a seller. So it'll be nice to see we, get the COVID vaccine out. Everybody gets their shot, and
They were talking about it. Everybody could have a shot by May, maybe.
Wow.
Or they'll at least have enough of them, which I was like, woohoo.
That's awesome.
Because,
It's been over a year. They should have something.
yeah.
We hope.
Yeah, you would think so, but it's just like if we could get into summer and be able to do some kind of summery things, that would be wonderful. So,
I think, as you guys know, I think the market's really going to break loose here in the next couple of months. There's a lot of, sellers that have held off for a year waiting for the vaccine to roll out, and, there's certainly a lot of demand. So it should be a great spring and summer, whether
Definitely
you're a
have the
buyer
demand.
or a seller.
Right.
Did I see this wrong, or is there double the inventory this month than there was just like a few weeks ago? In Dane County, at least. Am I misunderstanding the numbers that I saw? Probably.
yeah, I just
I'm
know.
not a
You're
numbers
still in
guy.
your own boat, Zim. Rowing up.
I'll get back to you.
Looking at our own team,
Yes.
which a lot of times our team is kind of a microcosm for what's going on, that we have like listings coming on last week. We have 3 listings coming on. Then we have 4 listings coming on. So it's like we are ramping up. And if we're ramping up, other people in the market are ramping up.
Sure.
So there's, just going to be more inventory coming.
Okay.
It's just going to
Can I
happen.
say,
It's-
I literally just got an invite for a listing appointment just during the podcast right now. Just add one more to the list.
I'm on backup if you want to send that my way.
All right.
Oh, you mean to
for
go do
Planet-
photos?
To go do photos. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Offer still stands.
All right. We know what you're up to.
I'm sorry.
Zim.
Why did we bring him back?
I don't know.
No, Zim's a lot of fun.
I'm
Maybe you should do the prank call this time. You let Katie do it last time.
Oh,
Who should
I
we
would
call?
have. Yeah, you guys got to figure that out. I'll play it. I'll go off on
Should we
it.
call
but
Jake this time?
And Jake will totally know
He'll know
if it's
me.
him.
We'll figure.
Or call Ken again. No.
No, Ken's still mad that he got one of my bad buyers. I don't think he's actually mad, but I just feel bad. No, I have a quick thing I wanted to mention just with something I had gotten. So we do role play sessions to try and teach our agents and everything like that. Like just put us in situations where we'll learn more, right? And I want to talk a little bit about the last week we did investor clients.
Oh, yes. And I totally grilled you.
You did.
I was like the super griller.
Which was really helpful for not only like 3 hours later was I grilled by an investor, potential investor client who wanted to interview an agent. And this is the first time I've ever experienced this, Ben. I don't know if you've ever gone through something like that, where they asked for references, your job history. They wanted to know
Blood type.
basically my social security number, how long I've been in the area, everything but that was real. But the point one thing he came up with was he wanted to talk about agent relationships, and I thought that would be kind of important to talk about this, is especially with this big market of first-time buyers because of interest rates and a lot of first-time investors who think that, you know, they're going to be the only ones in the market looking for an investment opportunity right now. One thing he talked about, he wanted relationships with different agents. And I had given this advice, and if you guys agree with this statement, hopefully you do, but that in the early stages, it would make the most sense to work with a single agent. You're going to only want to not confuse yourself, but it's going to help you, even just buying for yourself as a home. The more times you reach out to more agents, it's not giving you new perspectives and new opinions. It's getting you the same information repeated because we don't all talk to each other, so we don't know that we're working with you. And so I think as you go down the road, you end up finding you can talk to other agents through owning investment properties and having them try to fill your spots or trying to sell them or whatever. And that's a better way of having a new agent relationship enter your life than starting off trying to talk to 25 people and see if 24 of them, because you didn't like one of them for whatever reason, if 24 of them can, you know, find you your hidden gem.
I think it makes the communication a lot cleaner if it's just one person.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was talking to 25 people, I can never keep straight who I'm talking to about what.
Sure.
So, yeah.
It would actually get pretty annoying just to have multiple people, and a lot of those people probably wouldn't be on the same page because, I mean, it goes the flip way too, because if you have those 24 people and they know that you're kind of playing the field, you're probably not going to be their first priority. Right. So if you want somebody to be like, okay, lock in, I got this for you, you're probably not going to want to have 24 other agents.
Yeah. I also feel like by the fifth email for the same house, I would get
ding, ding,
bye.
ding, ding.
I'm out.
Oop, new listing.
Yep.
Who sent it first?
Do I really like that person?
Yeah, for real.
That was that's what I've been experiencing this past week.
So are you saying you want to role play, Zim?
Are we about to do this to me? Oh, right.
Yeah.
I think Ben wants to,
You
though.
can do it right now. We'll
All
ask
right.
you some.
Well,
We'll grill
hi,
you.
Zim. It's
Jen.
me, and I'm calling, and I have my
Oh, no.
brother and our really loud, obnoxious
talking
barking
to?
dog in the background here.
I opened my mouth.
And I'm interested in a house over at 124 Maple Street, and I need to know if the neighbors party really loud.
Well, sure, Jen. That's a great question. I can definitely look into that for you.
Call the other guy.
On 124 Maple, are there
No, he's
other
cute.
properties?
Okay.
Thank you. Wait, are we talking about me or
What?
me.
What
the
you
guy in
talking
my
about?
reflection?
Dog.
No, I'm glad I can see you have a sense of humor. I like that. But yeah, I can definitely look in and ask the sellers about 124 Maple for you. I think what would be beneficial to you is actually let's go over in person and see how your initial vibe would be for that property. Does that sound like a good thing for you?
It would be interesting, but see, the thing is, I'm the partier.
Oh, so you want to know if you can invite the neighbors.
I need to have good neighbors that want to party with me. Currently, where I'm at, they're lame.
Do you want to interview each neighbor?
Shush.
Well, what I can tell you is I probably won't be able to get you that information as far as every single neighbor. But what I would
Well,
love
at least
to
a
invite
couple
you,
of cool ones that won't call the
Maybe
police.
I was going to say maybe a police report would help.
I can send you a link to that, and I can also see if their neighborhood hosts any like block parties or things like that as a community thing, so that way you know.
I wonder if they'd let me host a block party.
Oh, jeez.
That's a great thing we can find out. I can check the HOA if they've got one, or I
We
can
could
check
have like a
out
pig roast.
Do you know how to do that?
I have people.
Kegerator.
Have you ever been to a clam bake where they put the clams in the ground and cook them?
What you talking about,
Talking about
Willis?
pigs, not
It's-
clams.
It was a similar question. I'm sorry. What was your name, sir? I didn't quite catch that.
I'm the one with the money.
Knee's brother. Okay, Mr. Moneybags. Let's. But yeah. Anyway, they do these. I had one. I was in New York for a little bit, and they had a. They dug out a like 9-foot trench, and then baked clams in the soil and covered it with leaves and all this cool stuff. Never got to eat them, but it smelled really great.
Don't they do that with pigs though too? They bury them
Yeah,
for pig roast.
Oh, yeah.
that's why I was kind of
Hawaiian,
curious.
it's the Hawaiian version.
Maybe. Anywho, I can definitely try and find that out for you. How are you in terms of schedule? Are you available tomorrow at 6 o'clock?
I could do that.
All right, I'll
I'm
have
not
all that
available.
information ready for you. Why don't we plan to meet at the property at 6, and I'll get the door open, and we'll go ahead and take a look.
All right, you sound nice.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
That was fun.
That was
Good
way too.
job, Dim.
That was way too easy on him.
Okay.
If we do it like the investor one, I was like,
Oh
rah,
my
rah, rah, rah. You
God.
were just like, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it.
I
But
just-
it just got you ready.
It really, I'm still impressed it all happened that same day. So,
Yeah, well, because I
We actually
came-
put him up to calling you.
Yeah, no.
you know, I wouldn't put it past you.
Because I saw when you were on the call, because I came over, and then I think another
Catherine.
agent was on there too. And I was like, oh, that was really useful what we did this morning.
Oh yeah, I honestly I think I aged better as an agent through all of the role plays that we do, just to prepare us so that way we know how to talk to new clients and new situations. Because, you know, and I don't want to hog the mic on this stuff, but like I feel like we all learn more from each other on this team than we would on our own. So having that access and that team building, we're able to. I would not know half the stuff I know now.
Yeah, a lot of with the role playing things, we go over the top. And if you can handle that kind of crazy over the top situation, it's like, all right. Oh, you have an issue? Well, no problem, because I just had something 1,000 times crazier this morning.
The best was what we did. What do we call it? Realtor hell.
Oh God.
Oh,
Were
yeah.
you part of that, Sim?
I was. Yeah, I
think,
was.
Ben, you were with us when we did that.
Yeah, Ben was part of Realtor Hell.
Yeah. We need to do that again someday when we all get together.
I don't
So-
know if you guys did it with the most recent group of people that were hired, but
Not yet.
I know
Not
we did it.
yet.
we did it during our listing trainings,
Yes.
and then definitely during when I was hired,
Oh, we totally did it
pinned-
during your listing training.
Yes.
because you pinned Luke
Luke.
and Julian together against me.
Yeah, they were like the obnoxious,
Oh.
obnoxious people, right?
I think so. I think Catherine was in on it somehow.
Somebody was kids.
Somebody
we probably
was
kids. There.
kids.
I think your kids were the kids.
Oh, were they? That's funny. So for those of you that are listening that don't understand what we're talking about with Realtor Hell, it's when you are a realtor and you need to answer your phone. And for whatever reason, your surroundings are not conducive to answering a phone, but you have to take that call. So think you're walking into a grocery store, you've got your 5 children, they're all screaming, it's snowing and hailing on you, and you've got to answer the phone. What do you do? So we would have other team members running around going, "Mommy, mommy," and just, being
Yeah. Annoying.
crazy. And then the agents
get
would
ice
have
cream?
to
Get
figure
ice cream
out,
now.
how they would be able to be professional and still talk on the phone when they're in these kind of wild situations, which you don't necessarily think you are going to be in. But for all of the realtors out there that have kids and have little kids, not, babies, but like little enough, they lock themselves in the room plenty of times trying to make it quiet. So
Like the best video we have of our youngest, he's in the car with Jen's phone. And he's taking video of himself talking and saying, "There's Mom. I'm not really sure what she's doing."
Mom's with the guy.
So
He's over there.
And he shows the camera out there and has a picture of Jen. And then
What's
he goes
she
back to talking to
doing?
himself.
She needs to hurry up. This is boring. So we could probably find that video, but yeah, he's
post that to
a
the-
ham.
Post that to the Facebook. The book
Yeah.
face.
It's just like this happens because when our kids were little, we had the TVs in our car, and this was kind of a newfangled thing then, and we thought that was great. So we would, lock them in their belts and put on a good show, and we ran in and would quick show houses. So
Well, today's podcast, very interesting. What do you guys have planned for next week?
next week we are talking to Natalie from Boomtown. So we will get to introduce our listeners to some of our cool kind of back end things that we do and all the ways that we're able to market as well as we are and be as organized as we are. So yeah, and Natalie's a wealth of knowledge. So
It'd be interesting to talk to her.
I think Matt's currently looking for that
I am looking
video.
for the video.
Because Matt has every video and thing.
Oh, here it is. I found it. I'm going to send it to Jacob.
Oh gosh.
And he's doing that, when you put the phone where you shouldn't and you get like a double chin, but since he's like
Airdrop
3,
it.
it's totally fine.
Double chin on a 3-year-old.
Matt, airdrop
I
it
love
to
it.
my computer.
Yeah.
I can't see your computer yet.
Yeah, no, he's
Open
I
your
turned
eyes.
off my Wi-Fi so that
Yeah,
we
turn
didn't lose
Wi-Fi.
our connection on our.
Best video ever.
Is
yeah,
it?
it was funny, but it was one of those that you don't know that he actually did.
That's
And
the
then
funny part
we
about it.
saw it like a gajillion.
I hope
I
this
don't
is the
know.
right
I
one.
think it was years later.
Oh God.
I hope this is
You
the
want
one.
to embarrass your child regardless.
That's all right. He's used to it.
Yeah, that
Good
looks
sport.
like the one. You should.
All right, let me finagle.
There's my mom. She's in there. This is boring.
She's doing the thing.
Yeah. All the things. Oh, there he is already.
Oh my gosh.
It's a few years old, huh?
Yeah, he was
Wow.
younger. I mean,
He's probably 7.
he was in there
8.
watching his Teletubbies or something.
Can you guys hear it?
A
No.
little bit. You got to turn it up.
And then I think I gotta.
He's even introducing himself.
Yeah. You got to back it up to the beginning to hear that.
Oh, I gotta hold on one second. I gotta change one.
He's so small.
Minor technical difficulties.
Sorry, Jacob.
They're obstacles. Here we go.
Hey, this is Carson from the video. My mom's got $100.
What?
My mom still doing the appointment. Oh, there she is. Let me try.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll show her when she gets closer. Okay. So, she really has to share.
Future
She
podcast
has
producer.
to share.
Basically.
She has to share. He has to.
Then she gets in the car and he shuts.
He's like, I'm not doing anything.
Mr. Innocent.
Can you lock the front door?
He's still taking video of you. He's trying to get his face in there, though.
Good job, Mom.
Peace.
Oh man.
Oh, so he comes by his hamness naturally.
That's amazing.
Ugh.
I see a lot of Matt in him.
You
I don't know what
think?
you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Matt's a ham for the camera too.
Yeah, but he does it by himself. I get forced
Yeah.
to come on here.
Yeah,
You
right.
love
you
it.
do. Carson does really like video and things
Yeah.
like that, but yeah, so
He's
he
a
just
sanguine.
something. He's got it figured out. But yeah, for sure. All right. So, what else is going on?
Well, we need listings.
Yes.
So if you know anybody, call me
Or Ben.
or Ben.
Or Ben.
Maybe we should have like a competition. Call me,
Ben will-
call me, call me, call me.
I'm going to put it out
Meeny,
there.
miny, mo.
I'll talk a big game, but Ben's an amazing agent, so I'm good too. But
this is
like it's
recorded,
Ben,
right?
so could be his audio,
We
his ringtone for the next year.
cut
That's
that.
amazing.
That's amazing.
You're amazing.
Everybody
I'm going to be
calls.
your affirmations in the morning.
Yeah. Call every morning and you could be like, hello, beautiful.
Every time Ben's phone rings, it says you're amazing.
Basically,
You're amazing.
it's a new listing. Answer me.
Answer me.
Yeah, wake up. Or you could do like Crazy Train that I wake Matt up to
Oh,
sometimes.
it's horrible.
I hear it then 12 o'clock. I think is when you're.
Yeah, but from a dead
Actually-
sleep, she does this.
That's fair. I used to have
No, it's not.
apple bottom jeans as my.
It's apple bottom jeans.
Oh, you don't know it?
How?
No, Matt doesn't know.
Oh well.
Is it a song?
Yes.
Yes.
That
Can-
used to
can
be
you
my.
find that?
Yep. I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna get banned on YouTube for this.
If I no, I'm not gonna even try to sing it. Anywho, you'll have to
Can
figure
you
that
sing
out.
it? Let's sing it.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's not work appropriate. So there you go with the fur.
It's totally could tell what that is.
You didn't. You did. I told. He knew.
Yeah. You gotta follow the trends.
What
Yeah.
is it?
The
called?
trend of apple bottom jeans.
No,
from-
but you should be able to find
Is it low?
Get low.
It's I think it's just called low.
Yeah.
Low.
But yeah, this used to be
It's
my.
not bad. It's better than Crazy Train.
Yeah, but when you're from a dead sleep and all you sudden you just get apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, you're like, oh, why?
What?
Are you
I
guys
don't- not really
hearing
sure.
This?
No.
No.
Oh, okay, good.
That sounds good though.
I stopped doing all the things just to make sure I didn't screw things up.
Huh, I don't know. It's not playing right now.
Per usual.
I don't have reasons why.
All right, that's okay.
All right, I'm gonna find it now.
Okay,
Matt, you need to back off. You already found a
I
video.
want to hear what it says.
Matt, we can play it later.
bottom jeans, boots with the skirt.
With the fur. It's something looking at her.
Won't
The whole
confuse
club.
She hit the floor. She hit the floor.
Next thing you know,
Going
we
low,
got-
low, low. Is that Usher? Or who is that?
Flow Rider
Flow Rider?
yeah.
and T-Pain.
And T-Pain.
Flow
Of course.
Rider.
That's what I meant. Flow Rider and T-Pain.
There we go.
Uh,
Usher was yeah.
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 This is what
Do you
we
know that, Ben?
call it, too.
Ben's like,
We're
what
having
are you?
fun over here. I don't
Ben's
know.
like,
Beyond
what?
me.
Hey, Ben, can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
Oh,
here.
what's this?
I'm here.
Here we go.
Something's in our ears.
No, it's on
That's-
my.
oh,
Well,
it-
it will be.
This is Matt.
What are you doing, Matt?
He's getting us another YouTube copyright strike.
Yeah, don't do that. See, that's
Okay,
the
I know
one.
what it is now.
Okay, now
All right,
stop.
that's the song.
There we go.
All right.
Everybody's unfortunately heard that song at some point.
Yeah, I
Maybe
know
they
what it is now.
forgot, but it's
He's like, I blocked it out.
okay. I know this isn't related to the show, but is it a coincidence that his name is Florida, or did he do that on purpose?
What?
It's
Flow
Flow
Rider.
Flow Rider. Two
But-
words.
I used to know
put
the
it
answer to
together,
that question, but
it's
it's
just-
been blocked out
it's
for a
just
minute.
Florida.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to take a hard pass. I don't know.
I
I
guess
didn't
Flow
dive that
Hey,
big into
Siri.
Rider.
I would be interested to know.
Yeah, I think I did ask about that, or I figured it out once.
I
but
got
it's
it.
gone.
Convince Dave Stark to let me sell homes in Florida, and I'll find out for you.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, I'm going with you.
He says,
Flow.
He is from
Rider.
Florida.
Well,
yeah,
that would
that's
be
what it
funny if
is.
he wasn't.
Yeah, be like,
Wisconsin.
his name is Massachusetts. Sorry. That's got to be a good rapper name.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Too many syllables.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
More money, Massachusetts.
if that's not your stage name, that I
It
don't want to
totally
deal
I
with
think
could.
Ben's about ready to walk off our stage here.
I know Ben's like, I'm out. I'm out.
that. He's like, this is not what I signed up for.
I'm going to get a little vodka for my drink.
We're a little strong.
All right. Well, I think we're about ready to wrap up. So let's go ahead and just do a little summary on where you see things going into the spring-summer market, and we'll stop there. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I see a lot of homes. Speak it out there. A lot of homes hitting the market.
Yes.
And
Let's do that.
A proportionate number of buyers will also hit the market. So that way we're, able to actually show houses.
Perfect. What about you, Ben? What do you think's coming?
I echo Zim's comments. I think 2021 is going to be a great year. We're going to have a lot of houses available for purchase, and good times are coming. So thumbs up.
Yeah, I do think just from what I'm seeing within our team that there are more listings that are going to be hitting the market for sure, which is going to definitely help the market. Be great.
Awesome.
Right, Mr. Matt?
Bring on the houses.
Bring on the houses. Well, thanks so much for joining us. As always, like us, share, subscribe.
All right. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of It's Gonna Be Great. If you're looking to buy or sell real estate in South Central Wisconsin, hit up Home Team for You. Home Team, the number 4, the letter U.com. All right. Until next time. See ya.
.com.
Good job, Ben. Good job, Zim.
That was fun.
Who knew home warranties could be so much fun?
I genuinely did learn a lot.